Cheers. Hey everybody, it's Ted, the Buffalo Beauty Boy, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me, just kind of chatty, and I want to use some products that I have that I haven't mentioned on camera. A couple of them are new to me, a couple of them are products that I just love and want to wear, so mostly just kind of stuff that I don't think you've heard me talk about. I am going to be filming my Sephora haul or a kind of just a general beauty haul for stuff that I've been playing around with lately. And I'm going to be filming my update on my Project Pan. Spoiler, it's gone really well. But I wanted to kind of chat today. This is going to be uploaded on Thanksgiving, and I know that the holidays can be really tough for some people. Tons of people have, different family dynamics and situations, and people have lots of stress around this time of year. So I just wanted to maybe be like a warm, comforting, place for you if, the holidays don't feel like that. I am very fortunate and very blessed to have a wonderful family that I get along with really well. But I know that so many people don't, so I know that this can be really stressful. So I've always extended an open invitation to my friends and my loved ones who maybe don't have that. So I wanted to, extend that to you as well if today is a little heavier than most. So I think I'm just gonna jump right into it. I've got a glass of white wine. And I think I'm just gonna kind of put some products on and share some feelings. I have a story. I went to the mall and it was very weird. But first I'm gonna prime my face. I'm gonna be using the Bobbi Brown face base. I like it, it's good. I have a plethora of mini size primers that I just want to really work through. And then I wanna get, a nice full size primer. And I love it. It almost has a lemon balm kind of smell. So maybe if that sounds unappealing to you, I would avoid it, but I personally really like it. And I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Smashbox 24 Hour. You guys know and love this. Maybe you don't love it. If you don't, you should. It's great. You know that I love it. The other day, I was doing a photo shoot for a good friend of mine who is a designer. Her name's Ashton, and it was her and our friend Anna. I think I can link both of their Instagrams below because they're incredible. They're fashion designers. I was doing a photo shoot with them, and we were I'm using the Auric Glow Lust. We finished the shoot, and I was near one of the malls, near me. So I went to the mall. And I went in with no specific purpose, just to kind of, browse and shop. I went to probably 6 or 7 stores. And then I went to the Macy's, which is the only nice department store in that mall. For me, Macy's was always kind of a nicer place. I felt like you would go and they would really kind of dress up, and you kind of stood a little taller, and everything smelled like Chanel No. 5, and Macy's was just always a beautiful place to go. So I went in. I'm going to be using, I'm kind of diverting back and forth, but I'm going to be using my Salt New York palette. You can see I've hit pan on the Sneaky Balm and the contour shade, and I've got a really good dip going in a couple of these. This is Cocoa, which we love. So I went to Macy's, and they must have had a dress down day. They didn't have the staff members in, I think they wear a black smock or something like that. I don't know. So everybody was in, their normal clothes, which is totally fine. I'm not somebody that thinks that salespeople need to suffer for my experience whatsoever. But it was hard because I couldn't tell who was working and who wasn't, and that's something that kind of frustrates me a little bit. So I went in, and you have to kind of walk through the fragrance department to get really anywhere. And I was genuinely like looking for the bathroom, and they like were like bombarding me. They were like, you know, can I help you? Did you want to try a sample? Da 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 da. And they asked me probably like 10 times. And I understand that like that's their job. I get it. But it was just feeling very like consumerist, and I was feeling very overwhelmed. And then I was, you know, I very politely was like, oh, you know, I'm all set. Thank you. I'm just really kind of browsing. And I was looking for like gifts for ambiguous people. Like I didn't have a set thing in mind. And that was kind of my mission at the mall in general, was like, oh, I'm going to get gifts for people. And nothing was really calling to me for anybody. So I, you know, left Macy's, and I was like walking through the mall, and I was like, okay, maybe I can go back to one of the stores that I already went to because maybe I missed something. And I kind of had this like moment, and I was like, Ted, you are wandering this mall like a hungry ghost. Like, get a coffee and go home. Like, just get a coffee and go home. You don't need to waste your day here. And I think that's kind of been my mood for this entire like holiday season. Like it feels like the, you know, Christmas stuff was out really early, and it seems like Halloween was like, you know, a figment of my imagination, and, you know, everything is just going really fast, and I kind of felt swept up in that, and I don't love that for me. So I just had this kind of like, you know, call-in moment to myself where I was just like, I'm getting caught up in it. And I don't love that. You know, I want to enjoy it. I want to celebrate and be present. And I was just more concerned with like shopping. And that's frustrating. Going back again, I'm going to be using the Kaja Bento Eye Quad or Eye Trio in Mauve Bouquet. It's these 3 really great shades. So we have this like gorgeous like mauve, but it's almost a brown, this really pretty pinky like shimmer, and then this topper that is like a champagne kind of wet look. And I'm actually going to go in with the center shade first. I'm going to swipe that all over my lid. So I wound up just kind of leaving the mall, and I just had this like moment in my car where I was like, everything is a lot right now. And then, you know, we've just been like bombarded with sales and, you know, deals and shop, shop, shop and spend, spend, spend and go, 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 and everything's all at once. And now it's Thanksgiving, and that's just a lot. So I don't know. I've been watching and getting back into a lot of like minimalism content, and I think I've said this before. I'm not a minimalist. I will never be, but it's something that I like to kind of investigate and, I don't know, like tinker with and think about. So that's that middle shade all over the lid, and I love this color for my specific like eye color. Like I love this for like a greeny blue. I feel like these shades really tend to enhance. It's funny, I was looking at, you know, getting one of these, and I messaged Khaki and I was like, Khaki, how mauve is Mauve Bouquet? And she was like, it's pretty browny. I was like, okay, good. Because I was nervous that it would go, stuff like that tends to go very, very, very purple on me, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted something that was like this, where it's that, like, yes, it's purpley, but it's also really warm. And I'm going to use my finger to apply this top shade. And I'm going to really keep it, like, mostly on the middle. I think to kind of ale my, like, consumerist fatigue, I'm committing to doing like 80% of my like Christmasing local. I want to really support smaller local businesses. You know, and when I say local, I mean local and or small, because I think that's so important. You know, there's so many beautiful small businesses that are really struggling that I think could use some help. So loving that eye. It's really pretty and soft. The next product that I'm going to use is completely new to me. And I guess this might be a little bit of a spoiler if you're following my Project Pan, but it's an eyebrow pencil. And this is the Haus Labs, the Edge Precision Brow Pencil. And I have the shade Taupe Brown. I've never tried this. It's completely new to me, but kind of that same mechanism as the Jason Wu. It's got a really fine tip and then a spoolie on the end. So I'm gonna fill in my brows a little bit. They're freshly colored, so I don't really think I need a ton in there, but we'll play, we'll try. I really like this. I feel like it's a harder like product in the wax, maybe? I don't know it's a harder product. So I feel like I can really get in there and be super precise and create like hair-like strokes. And that color is really, really good. So more to come on the Haus Labs brow pencil. Very excited. I think next I'm gonna use some of the Salt New York contour shade. I've been really, 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 really loving this. I mean, I hit pan in it, so that kind of says it all. But I use it almost as a bronzer. Like, I don't really use it as a contour. I've been getting really into kind of cool toned looks lately. And I feel like this is definitely a cooler toned bronzer, but I love it for this time of year when I'm not really like, you know, I don't need to be like a bronze goddess. I just want a little something, you know? And Salt New York is one of my favorite brands in general. I just really love everything that they're doing. I love what they stand for. I love their ethos. And I'm using a Phytosurgence brush. I can't remember if it's Sky Fluff or Sky Buff. Sky Buff to work that in. And I do have a blemish over here, but I'm not super stressed about it. We were snowed in where I live, got hit with a massive, massive, massive snowstorm. We had shutdowns for like 2 days. Roads were closed. There was a driving ban for like 3 days. Everything was wild, but we got through. My fiance and I were counting and we shoveled for, I think, like 6 or 7 hours. And that's wild. If you don't know, shoveling is like a full body workout. It's quite a bit. So that is the Salt New York contour shade. And like I said, I like to use it as a bronzer because I think it's just a great kind of all over, like an easy color. And I think I'm gonna do my lips next because I am super excited for my cheek product. But I wanna get this lip on. So I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Love Trap. This shade is amazing. I love Iconic Nude. I love a nude lip liner, but this is so good. I think this is a shade that like is just pretty like universal. It's that gorgeous like warm like cinnamon chocolate kind of color. It's not super deep, but it's really nice. This is honestly one of my favorite shades. I pair it with my favorite lipstick of all time, the Gucci Margaret Jade. If I want like a more high power look, I will use this all over if I'm going for kind of like a vampy or whatnot. But I'm gonna put this on and then I'm gonna share my lip product with you. And I guess I'm like slightly overlining, but not massively. For my lip shape, because I have kind of like a Clairabeau, like heavy and tall top lip, I like to fill in the vermilion border on like the bottom half and then transition to like just inside the lip on my top lip. And then very seldom will I go straight across. I find that just really closes my lip off. But I will kind of smudge. And I mean, again, you can see how much of a power shade this is, but then on my lips, it almost reads as a bit of a like nude, like My Lips But Better kind of shade. And I'm gonna put on the, I feel like I don't need to talk about it. That's why I haven't talked about this, because I feel like so many people have, but I'm gonna be wearing the Dior Lip Glow Oil in the shade Mahogany. It's a gorgeous, like plush, chubby doe foot applicator. And I feel like it's like a great like holiday lip. It's not too powerful, but it really gives some impact. And I mean, all in all, I think this is a great product. Do I think it's $40 great? Maybe not. I don't feel like it is like the most moisturizing thing I've ever used. I don't feel like it's the most innovative formula that I've ever used. I feel like a lot of people complain that it's sticky, but I feel like it's like sticky in a good way. Does that make sense? Am I sounding bananas? I think you either get it or you don't. I personally don't mind a little bit of like stick because I feel like that the formula like wears pretty well, versus something that you have to apply constantly. So now for the most exciting part, well, my favorite part, as, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I say it's my favorite part, but I think I get really excited for like really shimmery eyeshadows and like really great like brow products. But then I love a blush, we know this. So Phytosurgeons had their sale and I picked up a few of their products. Again, supporting small. I picked up a couple things for my best friend. I think she might watch my videos. I'm not sure, but anyway, if she's watching this, you're welcome. Also, don't. But I picked up a couple things for my best friend just to kind of, you know, enhance our gift giving experience. And I wanted to really just like, you know, share the magic of Phytosurgeons. And I picked up yet another toasted blush because I feel like everyone that I've picked up I've liked better than the next. So I picked up the shade Exothermic, which is their kind of cinnamony, like it's almost like a red, but in the pan, it's this really great like oxblood kind of color. And then this is my first time swatching it and it's almost a little like browny. Like it's almost to me more brown than condensate. The way that I like to use them is I dip in and like, I like a heavy blush. We know this. So I feel comfortable dipping in like, you know, both times. And then I kind of work it onto my cheek a little bit. And it looks like there's a lot on right now. We'll get to it. But I'm going to take the Sky Fluff brush. And then I like to just kind of stipple my main blush shape. And once I get both sides done with that kind of stippling, that's when I'll start to really kind of work it in. And then I love like a soft blush drape. So I'm gonna bring it all the way up. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. At this point, Phytosurgeons can do no wrong. They could they could pull some like Becca and like release like makeup with zero pigment. Like they could release like that, like when they did that. And if it was Phytosurgeons, I would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's so good. And you know what? It probably would be. Like, but wow, I really am really, really super happy with that. So, yeah, I think like I probably like soften the eye a little bit. Like maybe I wouldn't have used the deeper shade. And then I probably wouldn't line my lips, but I would still wear the lip glow. And like this would be a great like Thanksgiving, like chill, you know, like not like a full face, but like a little bit of something. So yeah, I think this is successful. I hope that this video kind of makes some sense to you. I just wanted to kind of share some products that I've picked up a little bit lately and some stuff that I haven't shared on camera. And I also wanted to kind of talk about, you know, my feelings around the holidays and how it's cumbersome for me because I love the holidays, but this year I'm feeling a little bit different towards it. And I don't know if it's coming off of, you know, what I hope are the hardest days that we ever have with the pandemic. And I kind of thought that like, okay, we would kind of pretend things are normal for the first, you know, year or so. But after that, like we need to kind of do some work and figure it out. And then it seems like we're even more bombarded with consumerism and buy, sell, get. And it just feels a little bit ingenuine knowing what we've all collectively gone through. So I kind of wanted to just kind of talk to a ring light about that for a little bit. And also, again, I know that the holidays can be really tough for people, so I wanted to kind of come on here and share some love and possibly give you just a space if you're, you know, maybe that, like I said, if these days are a little bit heavier for you than most people. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I hope that the coming days are kind to you, and I hope that you're being kind to yourself. You're showing yourself the same love that you show everybody else. And most importantly, wherever you are, no matter what you're going through, I hope you remember that you're made of gold. Until next time.